When I read the book, I hadn't read something, or maybe in a long time, but I really, not in my memory, of something that really was just addressing that very complex gray area of the human of human beings, where it wasn't defining who was good, who was bad, what was absolute. It was dealing with post-conflict, which I feel I had studied a lot of conflict in films I directed and written, and this was an aspect of it. This idea that it would end, or how it lingers with us, and what it does. It felt so true to what it is like for the many people that I know that have gone through war. And I liked when I read it. I thought it was going to go one way, and I was surprised that it didn't, and I was surprised that I was happy it didn't. At the beginning of the book, he says this is not a place. This is not a particular place. He wanted it to be universal, but he did say he liked Spanish names. He likes the sound of language. In the choice of the actors and actors, in these extraordinary actors, even though we weren't defining a place, we were taking a texture of a place. We were taking a place, their homeland, as a center, and that would, and the tones and the feeling would inform a lot of the piece. And we chose to shoot in Italy, and that would also inform where we were. There's something about the dirt and the blood and the skin and the flesh, right, that all kind of felt right to this, and it felt very organic. It felt of the earth. This feels very of the earth, this piece. And then also at the table, there was something that I don't know if anybody notices, but as the conversation grows more difficult, it actually becomes warmer at the table. So they sit down. It's daytime, bright, and like in the light of day. Death in the light of day, right? Which happens a few times in this. There's a lot of hard things in the light of day, and then as they go through the harder things, the sun sets. It gets warmer. As it gets harder, the candles get lit. It gets right. It's a strange thing that hopefully brings you right. And I think it felt that way maybe at the table. You would kind of feel that you were kind of, the womb was closing in.
When Angelina was prepping the film, we were talking, and she was telling me that she wanted to do like a mood board, and she started pulling things and by herself. This is a long time before the film we started shooting. When she showed me what she called mood board, it was exactly the movie that I see today. It already looked like she had already shot a movie, and she had put those pictures together. I wish I could hire her for any presentation of any project. It was shocking. It was perfect. It was beautiful. It was like a Godfather, but in Mexico. But and because I'm Mexican, she wanted to show me all these things. About that, I also want to say another thing. The book says it's an imaginary place. She could have picked anything, like any kind of new world, any kind of world. For Demián and I, where sometimes they've taken our world and making it wide so that they can have, bigger movie stars, and things are taken away. This woman who could have taken any choice to bring it close, to create a new culture that is inspired by our culture, it really feels like we are entering a new era. We were so proud that she took that base as an inspiration for her film.
I love sports in general, and I love tennis. And the only way you can have a decent match, and the only way your game can exponentially grow, is if you have a phenomenal tennis player playing alongside. And this is, without a doubt, the biggest challenge that I've encountered as an actor for many different reasons. I will always be grateful to Angelina and Selma to have moved heaven, earth, and hell to allow me to make this film, in terms of timing and the emotional essence of it. And to me, I was invited to take this huge risk. And the only way you can do that is if your director is a generous human being, not only a phenomenal artist, and that's both. You know, Angelina is both, and she created this environment in which she allowed us to be free and feel safe, in a way, feel safe to go through this emotional ride. And the only way I was able to survive was because of Selma, because she helped me and she had my back at all times. And just the fact to have her in front of me and look at her eyes and look at each other in our eyes and all that, the rest of it was only to remember my lines. Because it was
There were a lot.
which I have never talked so much in any film in my life, not even in theater. I come from the theater, and it was insane, and it was the beautiful thing about all this is that our mother, she was always so calm and so relaxed, and she had everything under control and warm, and had everything ready for us to just go ahead and boom, do the best thing that we could.
She was all that and so much more. But from time to time, even though she gave us time to explore, no, you will see, he's laughing already. She would come with all this elegance and loveliness and the smile. The kind said, guys, we're ahead of schedule. So I am going to give you an hour to go to your rooms and learn your next 3-page monologues, because I'd like to start like shooting it today, not tomorrow, since we are doing so well and we are ahead of time. And we would go like, okay, and then we're going, oh my God, how are we going to do this? There was so much complicated emotional dialogue. And at one time I said, I don't think this is possible. Just give it a try. And then we
It happened.
did it.
Yeah.
We would do it. I mean,
I think she trusted us
You only ask
more
what you
than
know they could
ourselves.
actually do.
I actually,
You know what I mean?
I actually realized now I'm better than I was after this movie, because I didn't know I could do
I think,
certain
yeah,
things that
that is the magic thing. She knew that.
she just
How?
like,
No
they
one
were
knows.
kind of easy.
But Selma is not telling you, and I don't know if she'll ever say, is your first day on set. She was so game. I will say this, you don't trust both of them, everybody, just that you could say, I'm going to try something. We're going to just agree that we're going to just push ourselves as people. We're going to talk about the hardest stuff. We're going to sit in the hardest stuff. We're going to share all the stuff. And we're just going to do something really like human together. And, that's the thing, right?
And this is the first day. She said, go in there. There is no script. There are no props. And live the life of those years. Explore what it was like. I am going to have one camera here. Do you mind if I have a handheld really close to you? And I knew one of the operators said, fine, he's fine, I'm going to ignore him. You go and stay there. I'm not going to cut. This was so powerful. I did an improvisation, I say this very proudly, of 45 minutes that I didn't realize it was 45 minutes, where so many things happened. And in this time, the first day, we got to know my character that we created together, because this character, I feel, is not just me. I think this character, it's the three of us. So I know this is very strange, but I promise you, I really never felt it was me doing it. She always kind of just showed up as a spirit combined of the three. And in that improvisation, she did things that I would have never thought out. And we got to know that character that day. We got to meet that character that day in a deeper way that goes beyond all the great conversations, amazing conversations.
She was so brave. She won't say that. It is her. We're around her for it, but she was so brave. And it was a moment for me to really discover. And then I realized just how amazing. And then, of course, I wanted to then it was fun to push and play because I saw this extraordinary, I know this extraordinary artist. So.